Hi guys, this is eToys bringing you a latest S.H.Figuarts review, which is the Ultraman Belial in front of us. I've been looking for a lot to this figure actually because I like everything from Belial, his design, his costume, his backstory. I think it just looks freaking cool. There's no doubt, in my opinion, he's the best villain among the Ultraman series. Yeah, actually, if I remember correctly, he's from the 2009 Ultraman movie, the Mega Monster Battle Ultimate Galaxy. I'm not sure the name is correct, but I think it's that movie. And yeah, it's been 10 years already. It's just passed so fast. Time flies. He's actually, these days we are watching Avengers, and he's actually the end game from Ultraman, actually, I think. Yeah, he's a Thanos. And yep. Besides, I like his character. I think the SHF Ultraman line is a very worth collecting line, as they did a pretty good job in the whole line, actually the whole series. They did a very good presentation of how the costume looks like in the series. It just looks like in the costume itself when you crack it out, when you put the figure itself. Yeah. So that's why I've been collecting quite a few. Like I think about 10 or 20 figures already. And mostly the monsters from this series is even better than the Ultraman from this series. Yep. Plus also in Hong Kong, actually, the Ultraman line is in a pretty low price. I've been getting these figures in a pretty good deal. And for this Belial, I think it's about 30 bucks, 30 US dollars. Yeah, 30 to 40 actually, which I think is very worthwhile. So let's talk about the box, the outfits. The box design uses the color scheme of Belial, red and black. Yup, and Ultraman Belial is Japanese name Ultraman and the Bandai logo, and there's a sticker with Tamashii Nation. And S.H.Figuarts on the top. And the left hand side you see Ultraman Belial S.H.Figuarts. And the other side we could also see the figure itself. This is actually the photo of the figure instead of the real picture from the TV series. Yup. And in the bottom we could see Ultraman Belial. And at the back this is the pictures, the promotion pictures of Belial from the S.H.Figuarts line. You can see with some poses. I think it looks pretty good actually from this photo. I hope it does looks like what it looks from the photos. Yeah, so in front of us is the SHF Belial, which he looks decent, I think. They did a really good job on him. The color, everything from him is just perfect. I would give him a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, review done. So, yeah, it's just perfect. I think it looks actually what it looks like from the series is so accurate, and yeah, it's just perfect. Bandai did a really good job. It's a perfect presentation of a 6-inch Ultraman figure, how he should be, the Ultraman Belial, how the figure should be, and also for a good jump for the line, I think. Along with the Ultraman Zero, they keep up the good work actually. Yeah, this looks even better than the Ultraman Zero, I think. Before we talk about him, there's also always the menu from SHF, and you can see, actually I find that for the Marvel and Star Wars series, they use both Japanese and English, but for like Ultraman, some maybe Japanese-based series, they just use Japanese, mostly Japanese for the description. Yep. And he comes with 3 pair of hands. You can see this two is a open hand, and then this two is the CD one is hands for holding his weapon, and then this two is a claw hands which you scratch others, and this is how you plug his hands into his arm. And this is he has a articulation in his mouth. He could open his mouth. And then this one is the weapons, the shorter version, and the longer version when he lengthen usually to attack people. And this is just a holding one. Yeah, he used. And this is it. And let's talk about the hands first. His weapons and his hands. His hands, he comes with, as I said, this one is the open hand, which not too special actually. Nothing so special because this is just normal sculpting. Yeah, everything is fine. It's just all black. Yep. And then this one is his hand when he scratch others, when he attacks others. Yeah, also nothing so special, it's fine. And this one is his hand for holding the weapon. This is the shorter version actually, you can see. Just easy as the menu told us. Just plug it into, yeah, and you can swap it. Yep. His weapon looks pretty good, I think. They did a good job for this one. Each box, if I remember correctly, the blue color in there contains one monster. He could actually control 100 monster with the weapon. Yep. And also this one, you can see clearly the sculpting is quite good. Yep. Let's turn a bit. Yep, this is better. And yep, that's it. And one thing I forgot is the longer version of this one. Yeah, this is just easily plugged in. I actually got a Medicom 6-inch, no 6-inch, 12-inch Belial, but I got this weapon and this weapon just broken because it's too long. It's hard to store, and I just broke him accidentally. Yeah. But now I got a good 6-inch one, which looks decent. You can see the length of it. Yeah. This is good, I think. It's so accurate to the TV series. I think the weapon is a little bit taller than him for about a head. Yeah. And let's talk about his articulation. Wow, this is just so good when you can see. Yeah. And let's talk about his head first. He could look up that much and then downward that much, which is pretty good because with the neck articulation. And then there's side to side. You can see there's a swivel in here, and his mouth could be opened, but not all poses he could open his mouth. When he looked down, he could not actually, yeah, a little bit, but it would just go back. It would just close it. Yeah. Only when he looks forward, you can see this opens. Yeah, and you can see also the sculpting for his teeth, which looks good. You see, pretty decent. This is actually, yeah. And his neck, that's the side to side also. That's a little bit swivel. Yeah, you can look down that much, as I said before, and look up, but yeah, this blocks a little bit. And then his hand, there's a butterfly joint. That's why he could, yeah, his hands could go longer. Butterfly joint, and then back also like this. And his hand could put forward that much. And there's a 361, that's a swivel. Yeah. And there is no articulation for here. And a double joint elbow with his hands, it could turn 360, and then there's a swivel also. And then here for his chest, he could turn a little bit. That's a swivel also, not that much. He could, yeah, that much for backwards, and then that much for upwards. Not upwards, forward actually, yeah, that much. And then his waist joint, he could turn a little bit, a swivel, not much, and then yeah, side to side, and then upward, forward, ups, and then backwards. Yep, that's it. And for his hip, yeah, this is pretty good. Actually, it's a 180 degree. Yeah, perfect. And then his feet go up that much, and then for back that much. This articulation for him, you could pull down a little bit, not much for this one, but just a little bit. Not much as some SHF, but yeah, fine. And then there's a swivel for his feet, and then double joint knee with kick up that much. There's articulation here, you can kick up it there. And then down for that much, and then there's a ankle pivot. Yep, that's it. This is all the articulation include. Yeah, should be. So He looks perfect. As I said before, it just looks so perfect, I think, actually. This is a really good Ultraman figure. Not just for the 6-inch line, this is also a very good one. Even compared to the 12-inch line, I think this one looks better, actually. Yeah. And also the paint job, you can see here, the lights looks decent. His lights looks pretty good. This is actually a little bit light purple, you can see. And then the black and red, this is good. Just some minor problems. I find that actually there's some paint job problems, which I forgot. Let me see, where is it? I did find some paint job problems. It's about the black. It should be the same, I'm not sure. You can see there's very minor problems. You can see clearly. You can see the black just come out a little bit. Yeah, but just really, really small problems. It doesn't affect anything. And yep, there he is, the perfect Belial. So let's do some height comparison with other figures. So we can see Belial stands about 6-inch tall, which is fine. Actually, he's a little bit taller than 6-inch if you close his feet, but mostly Belial stands in this position. So you could see some other S.H.Figuarts monsters I have. This is Alien Bolton and Alien Cherub. Alien Cherub is actually the one who saves Belial from the prison and gave him the weapon, and Belial just kills him off in the beginning of the movie. Sad one, yeah. And then which SHF released the limitation Ultraman. Yeah, I hope we could see him in the future. And the size, size-wise, fine. Actually, it's fine. Belial wasn't that tall. And here we have the first generation Ultraman boss, Titan, and then Alien Guts. Yeah, the size is fine. You can see how good this series have been doing, actually. These two figures have been released like, I forgot, like 2 or 3 years already, which still looks pretty good, actually. And then we have Gamora with Metron. Yeah, the size-wise is very good. And then more to come, we have Chuckles Tripler and with Ultraman Dark Orb. These two are some good enemies that in the past 5 years among the Ultraman series. I like these two characters a lot, actually. And plus, yeah, I haven't got the limited version from China one. I might get the Chuckles Tripler later, the latest version of him, which some people said looks much better than this one. Yeah, but I'm fine with this one also. And here we see Ultraman Jack with Ultraman Sophie, which the size looks perfect. Yeah. And last but not least, we have Belial's Nemesis, the Ultraman Zero, which when these two put together, they look perfect. This is just so awesome. Bandai did a perfect job for this line. And here we have Ultraman Nexus with Ultraman Leo from the Ultimate Numerous 9. I did collect some figures from that line because some figures might not be appearing in the S.H.Figuarts ever, I'm not sure. But yeah, I just collect them first, and they are cheap in price-wise, which is fine. Actually, they're small in scale but still works okay, I think. Then we got the figures, we see them every time. Peter Spider-Man with SHF Ultraman Zero Beyond and Commander Gree. So you can see actually the American style figures are a little bit taller than him as normal with the SHF heights. They did have some height differences. And yeah, Ultraman Zero Beyond, I'm planning to sell him because I've already got Ultraman Zero, his basic form. Yeah, I think Ultraman Zero's basic form looked much better than this one. And even for the figure itself, this one wasn't that good. The Ultraman Zero is just a perfect 6-inch figure of himself. And I didn't get the final version of Belial. Yep, I didn't like the costume much. So, that's it. So guys, in front of us is one of the two only 12-inch figures I had. Which the other one is Ultraman Talon, which comes from the Real Action Hero line from Medicom. Just a slight comparison, you could see the S.H.Figuarts did a better job than even a 12-inch figure. like the eyes, the gradient colors from SHF, you can see there are tons of colors in there, red, yellow, orange, yeah, there are tons of colors in there. And then this one mostly just red. Yep. Also on the middle you can see from its light, the side is in silver, which this one is just plain in black. Plus one thing is that I often find that this one wasn't much looking alike to the TVS. And now when I compare to the S.H.Figuarts, I know the reason why is the 12-inch one wasn't that bulk enough. His body wasn't bulky enough, wasn't large enough, and this one S.H.Figuarts just did a good job as alike to the TV series. So you see how good Bandai did this time, that it could even be a 12-inch figure. Overall, as I said before, he is a perfect figure. I'll give him a 9.5 or even out of 10 if it wasn't about his mouth. When he looks downward, his mouth was just closed. You could not open his mouth. But this is just a really minor problem he had. Everything he has, the design, the color tone, the sculpting, the articulation, you could feel how much effort has the designer put in it. It's just a perfect 6-inch presentation of Belial, and this is also a perfect SH figures. I think, yeah, I couldn't say how much what more I could get. This is just a perfect one. He does everything you want in him as an action figure. You can pose him in almost every pose you would like. Yeah, Bandai really did a good job. As I said before, the monster line from the S.H.Figuarts is even better than the Ultraman and although maybe Kamen Rider. Yeah, this is just really good. I could not expect more. Yep. So this is it. I hope we could see more good monsters, good Ultraman from the line. As I have been collecting like about 10 or 20 figures from this SHF line. The monster line is much high quality than the Ultraman line. The Ultraman mostly have some flaws on him. Maybe like the paint job wasn't that good, or even the there's some less paint job. Maybe his elbows, there are some paint jobs that do not put on. Yeah, that's one of the problems. But the monster line is just really good. It just looks like the costumes looks like how the TV looks from the TV series looks like. So guys, if you are a Ultraman fan, there's no doubt you're getting him. But even if you're just a normal toy collector, figure collector, he is a must for you. I think he's one of the best action figures I've had for 2019. I think I will put him in a top 10 or even top 5 over the year. I'm not sure. I hope there are much better figures coming out. But yeah, this is it. So if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and share my videos or even subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Hope you like it. Bye bye.